Okay guys, so this is the video that I promised you that I was going to upload, in which we're going to see the pronunciation of the tongue twisters. Before we start, I want to clarify the following things. First, I will pronounce each of the tongue twisters 3 times. The first one at slow speed, the second one at a natural speed, and the third one at a little bit faster rate, so you can have the 3 versions on how you have to pronounce it. While you watch the video, I would recommend you to please try to practice along with the video. Like you listen to the video and then you repeat yourself. This is going to help you a lot to practice and as well as to master them. So let's start with the first one. The first one, if you remember, is this one. That is about a can. So we're going to pronounce it like this. So let me show you exactly the pronunciation pattern that we're going to follow. It's like this. Can you can, a can, as a canner, can a can. That is at slow speed, okay? Let me repeat it one more time. Can you can, a can, as a canner, can a can. One more time. Can you can, a can, as a canner, can a can. Okay, now we're going to do it at a normal speed. Can you can a can as a canner, can a can. One more time. Can you can a can as a canner, can a can. And one more time. Can you can a can as a canner, can a can. Since this video is in YouTube, remember that you can reduce the speed or increase it to know how you need to pronounce it. And finally, the fastest version. Can you can a can as a canner, can a can. Can you can a can as a canner, can a can. Or can you can a can as a canner, can a can. That is the pronunciation of the first tongue twister. Now let's move on to number 2. Remember that this is for Susie. We are practicing 2 words over here. We're practicing the sound of the S and the sh sound of the S and the H together. You see over here that every time, be careful with the word sits, because sometimes we tend to put an H over here where it doesn't have it. So you will say, this is the slow version. Susie works in a shoe shine shop. Where she shines, she sits, and where she sits, she shines. One more time. Susie works in a shoe shine shop. Where she shines, she sits, and where she sits, she shines. The last time. Susie works in a shoe shine shop. Where she shines, she sits, and where she sits, she shines. Now we're going to do it at a more normal speed. Susie works in a shoe shine shop. Where she sits, Susie works in a shoe shine shop. Where she shines, she sits, and where she sits, she shines. Susie works in a shoe shine shop. Where she shines, she sits, and where she sits, she shines. Now we're going to read a little bit faster. Susie works in a shoe shine shop. Where she shines, she sits, and where she sits, she shines. Susie works in a shoe shine shop. Where she sits, she shines, and where she shines, she sits. Susie works in a shoe shine shop. Where she shines, she sits, and where she sits, she shines. You see that we're practicing the S and the sh sound. Now let's move on to the last tongue twister and the most difficult one. So you see that this one, we're going to make emphasis on the following words. Remember the name of the protagonist. He is Peter Piper. Peter Piper. Peter Piper. It's not Peter Piper. It's not Peter Parker. It's Peter Piper. Now we're going to pronounce this word that is picked. Picked. You pronounce this word as if you are putting a T at the end. Picked. 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 Peck. A peck. A peck. You finish with the key sound. Pickled. 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 Peppers. Okay, peppers. It's not papers. It's not peppers. It's peppers. So you will pronounce it like Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? One more time. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Now we're going to pronounce it at a really normal pace. Ready? Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? One more time. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? One last time at normal speed. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Now we're going to move on to the fast speed. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? One more time. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? The last time. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? So you notice that something important is that we pronounce the p sound, like Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. It's like if you close your mouth and then you let go the P sound. And with that, we're going to finish at the pronunciation practice for the tongue twisters. Remember to practice on your own. You don't need to dedicate a lot of time, just like 5 to 10 minutes a day. It's going to do wonders for you and your pronunciation. So if you have any question, let me know and I will see you until the next class. Bye-bye.